This episode of the Gold Blooded Podcast is brought to you by mybookie.ag, mybookie.ag. Use promo code GOLDBLOOD, one word, to match up to 100% of your initial deposit.
3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly. Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. It's a madhouse at Candlestick.
Think we're done? We're just getting started.
Young almost falls down, throws to the end zone.
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that. Okay, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change. And it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in a gun with Gore on his left hip. 3rd down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 40. Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this 4th down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up by Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
Oh, hey, episode 2. The boys are back. We're here. Fucking 6-0, you fucking twats. So, what we're going to get right into here now is the Gold Blooded Podcast Lock of the Week, where we tell you people who you should be gambling on, because right now as a whole, we are 28-7, right? Was that right? 28-7. Come on, motherfuckers. If Steve could keep it together, we'd really be doing some damage. Last week, Steve lost to bring his season to 4-3.
By half a point.
Man.
I had Niners minus 9.5.
I like the faith, but Papa.
The rest of us had big wins.
Yeah, then I just see W's everywhere else. I had the Chiefs, Rob and Chris, the Packers, and Kerr and the Rams. Okay, so this week, Steve, get yourself out the gutter. What are you going to go with here?
Oh, I was hoping you guys would go first. I'm stuck
All right,
between,
then fuck
different choices
We'll let the winners go first. I'll go first. Daddy taking the Colts -6 against the Broncos.
Where is that?
Colts.
Indianapolis would be the correct answer.
I'm going to take the Chargers +4 at Chicago.
I like that pick.
Okay.
I am going to do Tennessee -2.5 hosting the Bucks.
At home. 2.5.
I got the Seahawks at 3.5. Given 3.5.
The Bucks were one of my options I was looking at, so I would have gone against you there. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles +1.5 at Buffalo.
I was going to take the Eagles.
That's what
I'm
I
sorry,
did.
I was going to take the Bills.
Oh,
You took Philly +1.5?
yes.
Yeah, I would have went with Philly too.
Curran
They're due to get right.
is taking Detroit. They're giving 7 to the Giants. The game is in Detroit, yes.
Lions -7 versus NYG.
NYG.
All right. So, mystery quote.
You want to do yours? Yeah, you do yours thing, and then I'll do my thing.
I got a couple.
Okay.
All right. This is a current head coach in the NFL. I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot. I never go into a game saying I want to throw the ball 54 times. I'd love to go into a game saying I'd like to run the ball 54 times, but that hasn't happened. I know it's hard for you guys because you were away on
No,
Sunday.
I know this one.
Bill Callahan.
No. I think they ran
no.
plenty.
I know this one. God damn it.
I don't know.
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot. I never go into a game saying I want to throw the ball 54 times. I'd love to go into a game saying I'd like to run the ball 54 times, but that hasn't happened.
Oh, God.
The quarterback that he's dropping back to pass 54 times has no business dropping back 54 times in a game to pass. None.
Winston.
No.
Aaron's.
No.
No one Darnold.
Worse. I could see Winston dropping back 54 times in a game. NFC?
Keenum.
Nope. Keenum dropped back 12 times.
The guy from the Panthers.
Nope.
Nope.
The Giants guy.
Nope.
Philly.
Nope.
No, Wentz is fine. Wentz will be fine. God damn it. Hold on. I know the answer to this. That's what's
I
pissing
don't
me
know.
off.
I give up. I don't
It's
care.
not
I don't even
Baltimore.
care. Oh, Trubisky.
Yes.
Yes. Chicago.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Mitch Trubisky
I knew it. God damn it.
It's always
dropped back 54 times
It's
on
always
Sunday.
Trubisky.
Do you know how many carries the two running backs they have got? Mind you, their team is propelled by a defense, right? Defense mixes with the running game pretty well, usually, historically. So they have two running backs. You want to know how many carries the two running backs got?
They're
12.
22.
5.
Wow.
5 running back carries the entire day.
How?
They're facing New Orleans, but it's not like they fell behind, but they were behind like 10-0 for the longest time. Then they were behind 13-0 for the longest time. It's not like they fell behind 30 points in the first quarter.
Way to go, Nagy.
No idea what he's doing there. Moving on to... This is a former NFL coach, current college coach. I'm reaching out to let you know that the recent claims that I am pursuing an exit strategy are total crap. It's an annual strategy driven by our enemies to cause disruption to our program and to negatively recruit. By the way, I don't even have an agent or representative.
Gotta be Harbaugh.
Yes. An annual strategy driven by our enemies.
Yeah, we watched the end of that game.
Man, can he just beat a fucking
Dude,
top college team
They came back
once?
from getting whooped.
They were
too,
down
to get
21-0.
really
I saw
close.
that.
And he was like one play away.
But it's like, does he have one signature win at Michigan yet? He just constantly gets his ass kicked by Penn State and Ohio State. And Michigan State, I believe.
You heard it here first. Him and Cap to the Redskins.
Ooh.
To push Alex out again.
I'll tell you what, if Harbaugh does return to the NFL, he's not going to go somewhere with an owner that meddles. He already dealt
He's
with
going
that.
to go to Washington. It'll be perfect because then they're not racist anymore. They're the one team that finally gives Kaepernick a job.
He is
great.
not dealing with Daniel Snyder. After what he dealt with Jed York, or what, reportedly he dealt with Jed York, I mean, he's going somewhere where he is the fucking... He has more say over the owner.
So why would York be so meddling with him and not with Shanahan?
Because
Learned his lesson?
I think York had Balky whispering into his ear all those years.
Interesting.
So I got one... Let's see. What do I got here? I got one more mystery quote and one ridiculous stat that just needs to be shared. This one's probably easy. This is a current player who is facing his former team this week, asking what he's thinking. And he says, definitely the way I feel I was treated there, the way they run the organization. Ask anybody who's been there, and they'll tell you the same.
Eric Reed.
Yes.
Fuck
Good
him.
for him.
Yeah, good for him is right.
Gotta tell you, I was surprised by that.
Didn't he take a payoff from after kneeling?
Well, I mean,
fuck
supposedly
outta
him and Colin did, but
Fuck out of here.
I mean, granted, you can always chalk it up to a player fishing for motivation. You know, you're always looking. I mean, listen to Richard Sherman talk week after week. He does the same
But
shit.
whoever sent that link, he even had the information wrong. He's looking for motivation. He had the information wrong.
Yes.
So fuck him. He's a baby.
He's
He's just mad he's not here for it.
Yeah, right. He spent all those years.
Haters gonna hate.
He only got one playoff year, his rookie year. So, how about this for a stat? There's one team in the NFL that hasn't recorded a sack in the last 4 games. A month without a single sack.
The 2018 Niners.
No, we weren't even that bad. That was turnovers.
He's talking about now.
I know.
I'm just talking, not even turnovers, just a sack. 4 straight games.
The Miami team from Dolphins.
Good guess, but no.
Philly?
Nope.
Jets?
Nope.
Bengals.
Nope.
Falcons.
Yes. They have gone an entire month without registering a single sack.
He about to lose his job anyway.
Yeah, he's a defensive coordinator, and the only time that they've ever had success was the year that Shanahan was there, and it was on offense.
All right, are you ready for my deal?
Yes.
Okay. We're taking a look at 2 quarterbacks here, right? In their first 16 games. Quarterback A has a record of 13-3. 308 completions through 483 attempts for 63, call it 64%. 3,200 yards, 18 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. Okay? Quarterback 2, 14-2. 330 and 497, 66% completion percentage. 4,000 yards, almost 4,100. 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Do you know these 2 quarterbacks?
I do.
You do.
Because
You know
I
this?
saw it, but I'm not going to guess
Okay.
if somebody else wants to.
Their first 16 starts.
Well, it's obviously Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm guessing the other one's probably Brady.
Yeah. Right. So,
Oh, it's Brady?
yeah.
I thought it was Peyton Manning.
No, Garoppolo and Brady.
Oh.
So, the first one, the 13-3, was Brady. The 14-2, with the higher completion percentage, more
Less
yards,
interceptions.
more touchdowns. No, not
Better ratio.
yeah, better ratio. Is Garoppolo. So for all these people that's got all this shit to fucking say, shut the fuck up. Calm down.
I'm past the shut the fuck up point. I'm just not even going to acknowledge it at this point.
I think it's great. The longer it persists, the better. Because any outside person that doubts him or doubts anybody on this team, it's just more motivation. Because
Sure.
the more games we win, the harder it is to find that motivation. It's hard to be motivated against the world when you're 6-0, and when everyone in the world is still doubting your quarterback. That's something to get behind.
Some of the takes that I hear, it makes me wonder: are you watching the same game that I'm watching?
It's wild.
We get down to the 5-yard line and we call running plays. So what? He doesn't have a million touchdowns. And also, I expect it from outsiders who don't watch every single 49ers game, but to hear it from our own fans,
The idiots.
I mean,
He's doing all he needs to. Now, if there comes a game when we're behind and we need to catch up, and he doesn't do that and doesn't perform then we can be critical of him.
Yes.
But he hasn't had to do that.
I mean, DeForest Buckner has had a down year, but we're 6-0. Do you hear me
Yeah,
coming in here every
get outta
single
here.
week and fucking like another thing too is the expectation of Jimmy Garoppolo with less than 20 starts under his belt, expected to have an MVP campaign.
Are you ready to be enraged by something in our state?
Sure.
I read this today. You ready for this? Danbury, Connecticut. Fox Nation will honor a Danbury police officer and assistant hockey coach who went viral over the summer telling his players to respect the national anthem. Oh, wait, it gets 100 times worse. Sergeant John Kropinski, the assistant coach for the Danbury Hat Tricks, will receive the Fox Nation Most Patriotic Sportsman of the Year award at a ceremony in St. Petersburg, Florida on November 6th. In the viral video, Kropinski tells his players to quit if they do not honor the national anthem. He says, hold on to your fucking hats. And I quote, "We're not women's soccer. We're not the NFL. If there's anyone here who's going to be disrespectful to either the American or the Canadian national anthem, then grab your gear and get the fuck out of here now, because you'll never see the ice in this arena." They're giving him an award. for talking to children that way, A, and B, for implying we're not women's soccer and we're not the NFL because they're so fucked up for kneeling during the national anthem.
Could you imagine if your kid was on that team? Could
I
you
would
imagine what
fucking
you would do
headbutt
to,
that
yeah,
guy.
Could you imagine what you would do to that guy? Like, I
Dude.
want to go find that guy right now.
How fucking enraging is that someone's giving him an
snitch.
award called the, let me repeat the award that he's getting.
I heard it.
Most Patriotic Sportsman of the Year award.
I'll say this. That's pretty wild.
Not someone that went and fought for their country, not someone,
Right.
a guy that yelled at young people to get the fuck out of here if they're going to disrespect the anthem.
Right.
I mean, to fuck with freedom of speech, right? I mean, fuck you.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's a fucking racist, white, Republican, cop, piece of shit. That's why.
It's wild that it happens in such a liberal state.
Could you imagine shutting down the First Amendment so hard and getting an award for it? What a fucking world, man. What a fucking world.
Scumbag. All right.
I mean, to each his own, but don't... You can't give the guy an award
No,
for telling people that they can't have their own
But
thoughts.
the fact, I don't think he should be coaching children, to be completely honest with
Like,
you.
I firmly believe that you can be just as mad at people kneeling as I'm not mad at them. That's the whole beauty of being here. That's the beauty of everything. But to give someone an award for being closed-minded is very fucking
And to
odd.
let him preach
Very
that.
odd.
To let him in.
Yeah, I mean, Fox is big, though. It's not like it's, the fucking...
Yeah, but to let him have an impact on children is fucked up.
I don't think anyone takes all those news companies serious anymore.
All right. Look ahead to Panthers at home.
All right. What's the Panthers' record right now?
4-2.
They are 4-2, and they've gone undefeated with Kyle Allen.
Correct.
I will admit I have not watched much Panthers football this year,
Fuck them.
but I do know that
They still got Luke Kuechly.
they do have a top level defense, not quite like ours, but a formidable opponent. And they do have arguably the best running back in the league. Man, who's the wide receivers? They got DJ Moore. They got
Olsen at tight end.
yeah, Olsen at tight end, and there's Curtis Samuel.
Ted Ginn.
Yeah, so I gotta be honest, I have no fucking idea how they have gone 4-0 with Kyle Allen at quarterback. But admittedly, I have not watched the Panthers, I don't think once this year. So I am pretty much clueless.
Well, no worries, Steve. We'll figure it out together.
We will. So, I mean, just at first glance, you got to say that the key to victory needs to be stopping Christian McCaffrey. Because if you stop Christian McCaffrey and you try to make Kyle Allen beat you, you're also making Kyle Allen drop back, which if we get fucking pressures on 50% of our rushes, he ain't going to have a good day.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I'm going to say the key to victory is to make a statement early on defense and not let them run 700 running plays in a row and score on the opening drive.
Yeah, because Christian McCaffrey isn't going for 20 yards at a clip. He's going 82 all the way.
all right. My key to victory is, it's a good key to victory. I think the 49ers need to make a statement with their passing game this week. And whether it's by getting Emmanuel Sanders involved or by wrangling the troops of men that are already there, I think the passing game needs to go for 3. We need 3 touchdowns in the air. That's my key for victory.
I know, Rob, you haven't gone yet, but I want to say this.
He won.
I went.
Oh, you did go. Before I forget, going back to the Steelers win, I said, verbatim, this team is special. Remember when I said that? Mm-hmm. And by special, I mean just we had 3 great years with Harbaugh, but out of the 3 years that we had, the 2011 team was the team that was quote-unquote special. You know, kind of like Cinderella's. I said this team is special. They are winning in every single possible way, and I feel like every single win happened the way it was supposed to happen to get us ready for the next week. And I feel like if we had gone into Washington, smashed them 34-0, maybe we come into this game against the Panthers sleepwalking a little bit, feeling ourselves a little bit too much, but you just won a slugfest 9-0 against one of the worst teams in the NFL. Things got a little hairy there for a little while, and I feel like that win, it was a perfect way to set up this game against a more formidable opponent.
And teams like this, to be special, need things to fall their way, and it's happened. Like in years past, we've seen things fall exactly the opposite. And just little things like the ref not being in place on a ball that we ended up turning over.
Yes, I didn't even mention that.
Like pure luck.
I will say this. I don't feel bad about good luck because how many
Yeah,
years
that's what I mean.
have we sat
That's
here?
the difference. That's the difference. It's those small things.
So, this team has won just about every possible game scenario this season. They've won 6 completely different games. And the only game that we haven't won yet is a shootout. So that's still on the docket, but
We'll hold that out for Arizona.
everything
Let's shoot out with them.
Yeah. Week 1
Give Sanders another week in the system before we go for a shootout.
Week 1, super sloppy. We're coming into the season where we got hardly any turnovers the year before.
He's wearing 17. You know that?
And who was 17 before?
Hurd's gonna be 14 now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
Emmanuel Sanders rocking number 17. So week 1, super
See him
sloppy.
out there?
We get rid of that stigma of the interception thing, and we return 2 to the house. Week 2, the prettiest game we've ever had against Cincinnati, where everything worked offensively. Game 3 against the Steelers, we turned the ball over 5 times and still eke out a win. And then week 4, dominated. I feel like every single thing that's happened when it was supposed to happen, and it perfectly set up the next game.
How about that? I'll say this. At the end of a hard week, it's great to sit down, take some time off, and watch some football. Game-winning touchdowns on 2-minute drives, running backs racing down the sidelines with no one to stop them. There's nothing else like the NFL, and there's no better way to make the games even more exciting than to bet on them. So do the smart thing and go to mybookie.ag.
No one gives you more ways to win than they do. My bookie's
Definitely
got
not Beast of the Week over there.
My bookie's got the fastest payouts and better lines than any other sports book.
Don't forget, where you're betting is just as important as who you're betting on. And mybookie.ag is the best in the business. It's where I play and where you should too. Core talking points.
I wouldn't be telling you guys to bet with them if they weren't the best. Do the smart thing. If you're going to bet this football season, bet with my bookie.
I got this one.
Yeah.
If you're a human, and then you obviously like to bet a little and win a lot. You know, if you're alive, a human,
A pulse.
if you have a pulse, try a parlay. If all your picks come through, you'll multiply your winnings rather than not multiplying them, which you would not like if you weren't alive. And no matter how you bet, the NFL season is the best time of year.
Join now, and my bookie will double your first deposit by using promo code GOLDBLOOD to activate that offer. That's promo code
Gold blood.
Visit mybookie.ag today.
You play.
You win.
You get paid.
I used to try to surprise you when I started the read. Now I'm trying to get through it before he can get it up. That's my new goal. See how far down it I can get before he can get it up.
All right. So, what are we moving on to here?
Shoe slanging.
This week's nominees.
No, we got to do predictions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Predict it.
yeah. Okay. All right. My prediction. I'm coming out the gate.
Curran sent his in.
Forget Curran. I'm going first. 49ers, 28. Carolina, 23.
Exactly what Curran sent.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, just kidding.
No, we had one of them this year. He had 33-23. Steve, when are you going to pick a Niner loss?
When I'm feeling it.
Wow.
I'm going to go bigger margin of victory. I'm going to go 31-17.
I'm going to say it is going to be a final score of 25-8 49ers.
Tell you what, 10-7 would have won last week, buddy.
Shit.
I'm gonna do Niners 20, Panthers 14.
You want a cookie?
No, thank you.
All right. Say I never
Game of
gave
defense. Probably a good bet.
Say I never gave you nothing.
Yeah, I think I maybe gave Carolina a little too many points there.
Well, it's in the book, kid.
It's in the book. All right, Shoe Slinger. Nominees.
Slang them.
Greg Olson, Luke Kuechly, and Chase.
The only problem is there's not much material of him.
You don't need much.
Chase
we don't need a whole lot.
Blackburn. And as you can tell by the tone of my voice,
He
it's
also played.
Chase Blackburn.
He also played for the New York Giants.
Yeah, and the Panthers.
We got it.
I just
okay.
know that Joe doesn't like Luke Kuechly. That's why I put him on there.
Right,
And Olsen looks like a fucking Neanderthal.
right.
But yeah, I mean,
But we got to get some more
just
photos
that,
on this.
do we need more? I think that we could just stay on this page.
I want more. We don't need more, but I want more.
They all look the same. I'll warn you.
Okay.
They all look like he's got sunburn from skiing.
And who is this? What is his role on this team?
He's the special teams coordinator.
Fucking phenomenal. And he's a former player, I'm assuming.
Oh,
Yeah.
was a linebacker.
He was signed by the New York Giants. All right, Joe, take a peek at this fucking guy.
Oh. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Look at Coughlin. Look at that fucking corpse. What year is that from? He's dead. Look at him. That's the kind of guy that doesn't like betting a little and winning a lot. Because he's got no pulse. He's not breathing. And look at that. That's a fucking corpse next to him.
Chase Black Bim.
Holy
Whatever the fuck.
Wait.
Black Bim. He looks like a Neanderthal. He looks straight up like
He 100% has a tribal tattoo, right?
arithmetic is
You don't
mine.
have tattoos.
I
He's got
don't
none.
think he could do simple math.
Oh, there's something there, maybe.
A little something.
Maybe.
He looks so simple.
This guy won a fucking Super Bowl?
He looks.
Did he get one with the Giants? That's great.
I bet he's a virgin.
Oh. There's the tat.
I bet
Ooh,
he.
can we zoom in on that? Well, you might be able to just search a Chase Blackburn tattoo.
Oh, please tell me someone has a Chase Blackburn tattoo.
He looks like. He looks like the Village Idiot. You know what I mean? He looks like
He is the village idiot.
He looks like of Mice and Men. The big one.
Yeah, you might have to read an article to find out what it is.
No, I don't think anybody's willing to do that.
Reported on this.
Takes up the whole fucking screen. Fucking ESPN.com is the
Oh,
fucking
go
worst.
up to the picture with the broad. What the fuck? Slow down. Let me see.
Who's that, Paris Hilton?
Oh, she. Let me tell you something about this broad here. She's fucked up. She's real fucked up. I could see it in her eyes.
Is that his wife?
She would skin.
He's the husband.
Yeah, she would skin it.
She's the type that like whatever he's doing
Likes to bet a little to win a lot.
bad at the moment, she just keeps going like it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like she just blocks it out. Like he's doing something terrible. I don't even want to say what he's doing in the other room, and she just stands there at the dishes like it's like nothing's like it's not
Like,
happening.
I'm telling you, I get that vibe. Like she could skin a deer without like any problems at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's-
like if he's got someone chained up in the other room and
Yeah.
he's torturing them, she just goes
she's
about
making
her
brownies.
business like it's not happening.
She's
Yeah.
better than her. Yeah, she don't care. Nice couple.
All right, I
Real
don't think we're
nice.
finding the tattoo. Let's just go back to the picture.
Fuck him. I don't really have much more to say about him other than between him and his wife, I think I'm more scared of her.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the showstopper right
he
there.
looks
That's the mugshot.
he looks like that smile.
He's happy.
You know, that smile.
Oh, go up.
The other one
Right
makes
there.
me look like
you got the tattoo right there.
makes
Is that
me-
that's the fucking is that the Fighting Irish?
No, he went to Ohio State.
Okay.
For sure. No, I don't know where he went.
Can't tell.
Can't tell what it is.
What position does he
Looks
play?
like a disaster.
The
He was a linebacker.
long snapper.
Right now he's the he was a linebacker and now he's the special teams coordinator.
Oh, right. All right. Well, that wasn't that good, but fuck him.
I thought it was pretty good.
All right. So what do we do now?
What do we do now? Emails?
Yeah, there's a lot of emails.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So all right, to give the particulars, Steve.
Okay, so if you want to email us, you could get at that goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com.
Get at that, he said.
Instagram account is Gold Blooded Podcast, no underscores. And if you would like to donate, if you thoroughly enjoyed the tale of the Rob and Joe going to the game here, send us to another game. Patreon.com/Gold Blooded Podcast.
You could also see us in Baltimore. We'll be back down there kissing babies. We'll have baby will be with me. You can meet the wife. She hands out kisses.
Kissing babies with babies giving out kisses.
It's a good time. It's a good time, Trout.
Weird thing to say about your wife. That's a weird,
Kiss you.
very weird thing to say about your wife.
I mean, not
Who
quite,
you call baby?
not quite as weird as saying
baby kisses.
I'll get baby in the brawn panties for Matterson.
panties.
The brown panties. Possibly the funniest moment
Is she
ever on
kissing
this
people in the
podcast.
brown panties?
That was
It's gonna be too cold for the brown panty. I mean, maybe she wear them underneath. I don't know. My guess is she'll have long underwear on. She'll be cold.
somebody that wants to go back and find that moment. Matterson, I'm talking to you specifically. Go back and find the brown panties moment and
Are
bring
you
that
the kind
back
of guy
up.
that likes to get kissed
Ah,
by a woman in brown panties?
All right, so the first email comes into town from out of town from Just Joe, bro.
I like that segue.
Yeah, nice fucking radio fucking talk.
Hey,
To an offense right now, Brian. Sorry.
he says,
Knocking it out of the park.
One of the websites.
dead air.
Knocking it out of the park.
He says, Just Joe, the title. How you know? Sorry is the other title.
All right, so voice.
Chris, you're up.
At the end of a week,
My guys, my dudes, my bros, the puppy cunts, gold-blooded fellas. My dad, I had a headache. And Joe, how do you know I didn't have a headache from not doing drugs? Maybe I was doing drugs and I didn't do drugs and I had a headache and I was down and out. And man, I can't even have a headache. And you can't even do your drugs. Ah. Well, hello. Took a couple ibuprofen, threw my back out, throwing a fat kid around. Don't ever do that. Thinking you're buff. Like, oh, I'm going to throw
Where did
this
you get
little
the
chubby
southern
kid 'cause
accent
no
all
one
of a
else would
sudden?
throw him. That kid would throw your back out. So, yeah, the Redskins. Like I said, I'm not mad at Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just a little concerned about Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo, if he throws a pick, that's going to piss me off because there's no reason you should throw a pick. You know, and I know I'm being a little hard, and yes, he's progressing, and this is, but you know what? Just show me something, Jimmy. Jimmy Mack, when are you coming back? Anyways, Redskins, I'm gonna say a 42-10 game. And you know what? You guys need to take down my little scores because I've gotten like 3 close, and I get no shine. Anyways, yeah, I just listened to the episode. It's Friday. If you ain't got no job, no, I'm at work. That's why it's kind of loud again. I wasn't at a pool hall. That's just how my house rolls. On the Sunday, it's loud. And then you can hear my daughter in the background. But guys, sorry. That'll never happen again. Never happen again. Where I'm gonna make a dull thing like voicemail. Anyways, man, what if I won those tickets? Can you imagine if I won those tickets? I can't win those tickets because I can't go for them because I don't live nowhere close to that. But can you imagine me and Joe together? Woo! God dang, they would. Man, Joe, you ain't got to worry about me, bro. I know how to throw these dogs right here. You know what I'm saying? I got my war stories. But son of a gun, that would be a good game. Woo! All right, guys. Let's go ahead and smash on the freaking... What? Oh, wait. Let's go over there and smash on the people in Washington. Is that how we say it? Why did they change the name to like Washington Natives or something? Or Washington Warriors? No. Damn people. All right, bye.
I don't know which was funnier, how loud that was at the beginning or Joe's lack of reaction to it. You and I were like cringing and like flying away from it, and Joe was just like, "Oh, just over here reading my phone, no big deal." I mean, it was like ear-piercing loud.
Yeah.
It doesn't come through the microphones into your headphones.
No, these are noise canceling, but I had to adjust the levels on here. So
I think you should keep one ear open.
Yeah, I probably should.
It was like piercing.
Yeah, that was
You
loud.
turned it way down and it was still loud, and he never flinched. He just kept reading his phone, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
No reaction.
I was like, am I having a stroke? Is this how a stroke happens? Everything's loud to you and no one else?
Oh, fuck, that's great. It's
It
phenomenal.
was so loud.
Yeah, I heard it, but I was just like,
It was so... And Steve's like trying to motion to turn it down, and you're just like, here's what it is, I guess. We'll just
Yeah.
go deaf. No big
Nothing
deal. Just blood coming out of my ears. No problem.
what do you want me to
The
do?
fucking kid upstairs is like, hey, keep it down.
What do you want me to stand up and overreact? You know, I can't get
You
it
didn't
turned
even
down.
look up.
Nah, fuck it. There ain't nothing I can do.
I was like hiding. I was like running away.
All right, I'm feeling it. Mind if I take this one?
Oh,
It's a good one.
okay.
It's a good one.
All right.
Stealing my thunder.
This is a
So,
good one.
we have an email from your very own
The heart of the team.
Matt Matterson, titled Rainy Day Game. Hey, crew.
You didn't know this was coming up?
I didn't see this.
It goes, hey, crew. After I listened to episode 211, I wondered if Chris accidentally pressed on the stop record button when he fell asleep. The episode didn't fully upload. And he's got a voice recording titled Mud Bowl Champions.
First of all, in case he doesn't touch on the subject of Chris falling asleep again, Matterson, be sure if Chris fell asleep, you would hear us yelling Brunskill.
No, we're ready.
I wonder if the Soggy Bottom Boys enjoyed the second half
Start
of
that
that
over.
mud
Start that
bowl
over,
game.
please.
Get ready.
I wonder if the Soggy Bottom Boys enjoyed the second half of that mud bowl game.
Oh, if you didn't get it, please rewind it.
Whether it was
Rewind it until he gets it.
I wonder if the Soggy Bottom Boys enjoyed the second
No?
half of that
Again,
mud
he didn't get it.
bowl. I wonder if
I
the
want to
Soggy
hear it
Bottom
until he
Boys,
gets it.
I wonder if the Soggy Bottom Boys
The Soggy
enjoyed
Bottom Boys?
I wonder if the Soggy Bottom Boys enjoyed the second half of that mud bowl game. That whether it was unexpected.
I miss it so much.
I got it the first time, and I'm like, how is no one reacting to this?
The Soggy Bottom Boy. And that perfectly sums us up on Sunday.
He's on fire. He's on fire. He's leaving. Steve is the only one that has not been hit with the wrath of Matterson this week yet. Chris is falling asleep, and me and Joe are Soggy Bottom Boys.
Enjoyed the second half of that mud bowl game. That whether it was unexpected made me nervous, but a win's a win. I'm going to give the offensive base a week to Robbie Gould. Missed a lot of field goals, including one in this game, but he won it with 3 field goals. I gotta give defensive beast of the week to Julian Taylor for some crucial big plays. But it was fun to see after that Nick Bosa sack in the final play of the game. He just he and the other teams were just sliding around on the field. That's it. 6-0. Now they're playing Carolina in California, and Panthers are 4-2. So I am going to say Niners 24, Carolina 20. That said, I am out, really.
All right, Matt. Thank you.
Yes.
Northern.
His excitement at saying Soggy Bottom Boys and he couldn't even get it out is the best part.
He must have came up
Soggy
with that. Yeah. It's Soggy Bottom. Christopher Johnson. He's the author of the next email. Before I get into this email, I want to say something. I went to high school with a guy named Chris Johnson. We called him Shit Johnson. He sucked. A year or two out of high school, I boxed him and I knocked him down. He sucks. I fucking hate this guy. Hopefully you're not him. He was a Broncos fan, so I went to school with him from the time we were little kids. He sucked. He was a Boy Scout and his father was the creep leader. What's up? He says. Title. Great podcast, fellas. Coming at you from the home of the best turnovers this side of Jameis Winston, Tampa, Florida. I'm dropping you my first email, so here we go.
Oh.
Unfucking believable. It's every fucking week.
Wow.
Every other week, if that.
Oh. Amateur hour with you.
I will say, if you're the kind of guy that likes to bet a little and win a lot, betting on Steve having his volume ringer on, good bet.
Yeah, I would say that's a solid bet. I'd say it's higher than 50%. For
It's
sure.
close.
Yeah.
See, I wish I could have my phone, like, you know how you could set a do not disturb? I suppose I could do that, but I wish I could just set scheduled.
Yeah, I bet you could.
Every Wednesday between 8 and 10 or whenever we're done with this.
Or you could
Can't
just,
go off.
put your vibrator on. When
I'm
you
really
walk
bad
down
about
the
that.
stairs.
It went off at a wedding I was at recently, too. It wasn't like everybody heard it, but I heard it, and I was like, fuck. I'm the worst.
All right. Back to Soggy Bottom Boys. I've been so hype about this season. I certainly wish we were a little healthier. I'd love to see Jalen Hurd getting reps right now, and know Trent Taylor was having an awesome training camp. Heard anything about them coming off of IR after week 8?
Actually, they can't come off IR after week 8. They have to be out for 8 weeks from when they were put on IR. So for Hurd,
Trent Taylor hasn't played a single game.
but they didn't go to IR until
Right.
week 3 and 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not retroactive.
You're right.
They went to Hurd week 3 and Taylor week 5, I believe, or maybe I got that switched.
I think you got it switched.
Yes, Taylor week 3, Hurd week 5. They can practice after 6 weeks, but can't play until 8 weeks.
Now, we were expecting Trent Taylor to be back only after a couple weeks.
Originally.
Week 3, week 4, we put him on IR in week 3. So at this point in the season, I feel like we should start hearing a lot more ramp-up positivity about Trent Taylor
He still
returning.
has-
Did you hear today's news?
No. And
Today, Shanahan said he's less optimistic about them coming back.
Oh, God.
He still has a big thing on his foot. Like a
Yeah.
big cast.
No, Shanahan specifically said today, and I quote, "Not as much optimism as there was earlier. They both had chances to come back earlier. Both of them had setbacks, which had to start a couple of things over. We haven't ruled them out, but I'm still hoping for it. But it's not something we can for sure count on."
Yikes.
I thought Trent Taylor was something that you could for sure count on returning. That stinks.
Well, there you go, Shit Johnson. There's your answer. Looking forward to Staley and McGlinchey coming back, though their replacements have held up well. I hope McGlinchey is sharper when he comes back, however, because he was getting beat left and right before getting hurt. Maybe he was hurt longer than we as fans knew. I've been hearing about Sean Payton being the Coach of the Year front runner. Why? Because Breeze went down and they are still winning? Bridgewater has always been a good quarterback. I'm not surprised. We have won 17 games since Harbaugh left. We are undefeated through 6 games. And bearing a historical collapse, knock on wood, we have all but guaranteed our first winning season since 2013, and the sky's the limit. How is Kyle Shanahan not the front runner for Coach of the Year?
All right, well, I'll say this. We face Sean Payton at some point this season. So whoever wins that game, you can't possibly... If Sean Payton loses that game to Kyle Shanahan, you can't possibly give Sean Payton Coach of the Year.
I wouldn't put anything past the NFL.
And who's the other front runner? Frank Reich? I would say so, after losing Andrew Luck and still just winning. I don't know if we face Indianapolis this year.
No.
So I'd say he's the only other option between the three of them.
Giddy up. Maybe they'll give it to Belichick. All right. Are y'all worried about Christian McCaffrey? I haven't watched the Panthers this year and know nothing about their O-line.
I don't think anybody's watched the Panthers this year.
Their O-line is suspect.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, and where the hell did Julian Taylor come from? Number
7th rounder.
Have I been asleep or what? That guy had a great game in D.C. Stay gold-blooded, Chris J.
You know what's funny about us trading our 3rd and 4th round picks to acquire an additional 5th round pick?
All our hits have been 5th rounders.
All our hits have been 5th rounders, 6th rounders, 7th rounders. We seem to not do well in round 4.
Yeah, let's trade them all down to 5th.
And the only 3rd rounder I think we've hit on so far is Fred Warner.
Fifth rounders include Dre
Oh,
Greenlaw.
no, I could be wrong. Akello was a 3rd rounder. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself with that statement.
Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, Dre Greenlaw is
George
5th
Kittle.
rounder. Yeah. Trent Taylor.
Yeah.
P.S. Chris Johnson says in another email, what's with Jimmy's picks, man? Should we be concerned? Even with our defense, you can't give up INTs the way he did in D.C. this weekend when he never looked off the safety and stared down his receiver. Should we be concerned or chalk it up to his experience? How long can that be an excuse? High school quarterbacks know to look off to safety. Chris J., we've already beat that answer to death. We're not going to.
Not all interceptions are equal. There's an interception on 1st down in your own territory on the sideline where it goes the other way immediately. And then there's an interception where you throw a bomb on 4th down when you would have punted it anyway. Those are very different interceptions in my book.
And also how your defense is playing, how the weather, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, next email is from Brandon F., Rob, our friend. He says, thanks for the game, recording. Thanks for the free tickets with one half of the Gold Blooded podcast. I had a great time and look forward to the rest of the season. GBP, thanks.
Hey, Gold Blooded Podcast. I just wanted to thank you for taking me to the football game. I thought it was awesome. It was great meeting both Rob and Joe. So, thank you for bringing me out there, despite the weather. It was really rainy out there, but, we pulled it out. So, good win. Who kind of showed up there? Eric Armstead showing up this year big. He's trying to get, obviously, a contract signed. Kittle made some key plays, but, that was a hard-fought win where, anybody could have won that game. You could have had the best team out there. Obviously, that's the 49ers, but you could have had the best team out there, and they could have lost that one. So our defense kept us in it, and, it was a great showing. Despite the weather out there. So I guess if I had to also give a Beast of the Week, despite missing one field goal, he's the only one that put points up there for us, and that was Robbie Gould. So he's going to get my Beast of the Week, even though he's been, a little inconsistent this year, but those field goals were hard to make in that weather. So good seeing y'all. Thanks for bringing me out again, and, see you soon, and go Niners.
Yeah, Brandon F., our guy. Next email comes to us from Chad Schroeder. Fuck it. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Chad Schroeder. Fuck it. Slip and Slide Fest. Hey, Gold-Blooded Podcast. Steve, I have to edify you on this one. You are really on top of your shit. Last week when you all were reading through emails, you addressed my corrective notion, or no, what is that? No. Notation. Sorry. On the Packer, this guy writes like a scientist. I don't like it.
Giving you some T-Ken vibes.
Yeah, on the Packers, Aaron Rodgers situation, on if they consulted with Rodgers in regards to the Matt LaFleur hiring process. You were able to dig up the Yahoo Sports article and even cited Mark Murphy's text to Rodgers about not being the problem. I guess it was my misunderstanding from a speculative local sports newscast from Wayne Larrivee, the voice of the Packers. The guy tends to hype things up and has been known to be full of shit. Props to you, Steve. I didn't get a chance to watch as much of the Niners game as I'd like this week. It sure looked like a backyard game in the highlights with Bosa sliding across the field after sacking Keenum at the end of the game. Looks like Jimmy G did have some key plays to Bourne and Richie James Jr. The interception was on him, as he confirmed in his post-game interview and also by Coach Shanahan. So that game made history, being the shortest game in the decade, being 2 hours and 36 minutes, having a combined 65 run plays by both teams. But another win to build on. The upcoming game against Carolina has me a bit nervous. The Panthers are 6-1. What's SU?
Second.
No idea.
The Panthers are 6-1 SU in their last 7 and 7-1 against the spread. I know what AT. I know ATS. Straight up is SU.
Straight up. Okay.
In their last 8 games against San Francisco, they're 4-1 against the spread in their past 5 road games as well. The Niners are 0-2 against the spread this season when giving 6 or more points. But what do statisticians know, huh? That's why we play the games. Cam Newton is still out, but McCaffrey is still a force to be dealt with. Any further rumors on the Niners looking for a top-tier wide receiver in free agency before the deadline? I think a wholesome acquisition would help put Jimmy G over the top to stretch opponents' defenses a bit. Thoughts? Regards, Chad, faithful Niners fan from Wisconsin.
So I think throughout the season, Garoppolo has progressed as a passer. I think I will go back to last season and say it's a damn shame that he missed out an entire year of development. But just imagine that in a few weeks he's going to get Kyle Juszczyk back. He's getting his left tackle and his right tackle back, and they just added Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
Those are all massive upgrades to what we are rocking with currently.
So Just Joe is tuning in again, and he says, "Hickory dickory dock, the bitch was sucking my mud bowl."
Mud ball, mud ball, mud ball. That's exactly what they were calling that game, the straight mud ball. I had a bunch of feelings on this game, but I'm not gonna say nothing because that weather was horrible. I mean, son of a gun, like I can't say, oh, he did bad and they did bad. I mean, they're talking about the ball being heavy, the ball being slip. I mean, shout out to our guys not dropping the ball. I mean, Wilson did, but shout out to our dudes not just straight like fumbling it. You know what I mean? I'm not criticizing nobody. I can't really praise anybody. You guys may have different feelings, but I ain't throwing it out there. I'm gonna wait till next week's game. I can't. We didn't have, that type of game to me seemed like a game where we needed McGlinchey and Staley and Juszczyk. It really did. It's kind of that type of weather condition, just kind of like, damn, that's why we need them. So screw it. Beast of the week, the whole team. I mean, damn, they did the damn thing. But I guess. On to Carolina. On to the 49ers versus the Carolina Panthers. So my prediction, we're gonna whoop that ass and make everyone talk about how the Panthers, they need Cam Newton back. That's gonna be the talk of the town. No one's gonna praise us again. They're not gonna give us the pretenders. We're the pretenders. They're not gonna give us any kind of props. They're just gonna talk about how they need Cam Newton back. Until then, guys, 6-0. Let's go. Hope show. Hey, Joe.
Next email is from our friend in California, Eric Salazar. Forward. Go to the podcast website. What's up, you guys? Hope you guys had as much fun in the rain as our D-line did this Sunday. The game definitely concerned me, as it looked as if any wild play could be the deciding factor in the win. Glad the D continued to shine throughout. Definitely having competition coming in with tail end of the schedule. But as long as we keep building, we'll finally be ready to compete on any given weekend. If anyone going to be at the Niner game this weekend, slide through for the tailgate blue lot. Bring the loud. I think he means marijuana. Panthers 13, Niners 24. All right, Salazar.
We will be in touch about the rest of your email.
There you go, Salazar. Brecken Welton. Chopped. Hello, my fellow gold-blooded, muddy, cunty pups. Oh. Came here to weigh in on the $50 million to lose a leg debacle. Well, I'm fortunate to have both my legs. My older brother lost his left leg 6 inches below the knee 12 years ago and thought I'd weigh in for him since he'd never listened to this degenerate podcast. I'll spare you the long details, but his life went from absolute shit to losing his leg and now is living a life beyond his wildest dreams. Granted, the rest of his body alignment and balance is still fucked up from losing the leg, but he'd be the first to tell you it's the best thing that ever happened to him. So, Joe, don't be a fucking bitch. You said you'd suck a dick for a Super Bowl win, so man the fuck up and chop off your leg for a goddamn Super Bowl. Maybe the kind people from Podbean or some Cowboy fans in Arizona can donate some of their hard-earned ducats to the Patreon and get you your 50 mil. I've got 5 on it. Plus, then you can make all the jokes about having a third leg you always made to your wife when you were referring to your massive cock, even though it's not as big as Jimmy G's. With a cut-off leg, you could finally start your porno career under the stage name The Stub Humper. Now you can be the most legit pirate for every Halloween. All pros, no cons. Oh, and guess where his favorite restaurant is? IHOP. I'm out, really. Brecken. Fucking A, Brecken. Stellar. I don't know if it's real or not, but fucking stellar. All right.
How great is it that I have Gmail opened in Safari, and at the end of the email, it shortens it sometimes. So it shortened it, and it's got 3 dots, and when I click it, it just shortened his name. It put 3 dots to shorten the email, and when I click the 3 dots, it just says Brecken. Good job, Gmail.
Brecken chimes in again. Jersey, it's the title. Oh, and one more thing. I'm getting a white 94 throwback jersey, but can't decide who. I already have an 85 Davis, burn it, a 99 Alden, burn it, a 28 Hyde, burn it, and a throwback vintage 80 Rice. So I don't want to get an 85 Kittle or a 99 Defoe. Well, I think you should.
That's 100% what you should do.
You should definitely get a Kittle. I wanted an 18 Pettis or a 19 Debo, but I want to see if they get better before I spend 100 plus on this shit. A 11 Goodwin is tempting since I ran track too, but who knows how long he'll be on the team. A 25 Uncle Sherm would be dope, maybe a 97 Bosa since he'll be a lock to be a stud for a long time. Don't want to go cliche and get the 10 Garoppolo like every other slut out there. Leaning towards McGlinchey because, 69, and you probably don't see a lot of McGlinchey jerseys. He seems like the kind of dude that would chug a beer with you if he saw you wearing it in the stands. Anywho, let me know what you boys think, except for whichever one of you cunts always gets a jersey and then jinxes the player.
That would be Joe.
Yeah.
So
I think it's okay.
I was telling Joe this weekend that I've been on the hunt for the Kittle, but Sherman might be close.
Wow.
I think I'm going to get a Bosa.
I was definitely planning on getting a Bosa.
It sucked me. You just like white guys.
It's interesting that you would get a Bosa, Joe, with all your...
I know. It is weird, but he's so good. He's really good. I might not yet. He's white.
I would say Kittle is safe. Very safe.
Well, Bosa's safe because he's under contract.
I can tell you, I think
he could hold out, but...
I think I'd get a Buckner before Bosa, as long as they extend him. All right. We're going to wrap this whole podcast up this week with the lifeblood of it. The man
There's another one?
Yeah, of course.
I think the first one took everything out of me.
The man needs no goddamn...
I shot my load
Are you
on the
saying
first
there's
one.
not going to be a Soggy Bottom Boys in this? I couldn't believe nobody got it. I was like, they didn't hear that. There's no way they heard that.
I thought that's what he might have said, but who says Soggy Bottom Boys?
So the title is news.
That is fantastic.
Just to be clear, I didn't expect the trade news because the Niners have to worry about the cap space after this season. Surprised news. Goodbye, people. We'll see you next week.
He's a free agent.
I'm actually surprised with this news because
Do you think he really knows how
after this season in the free agency, the Niners are going to have to worry about maintaining some players. in the free agency, like DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead. They now traded for Emmanuel Sanders from the Broncos for 3rd, 4th, and 5th round draft picks of next year's draft. So, surprise, but I'm happy about it. My reasons why is because I'm like Steve last year when he was championing for getting pass rushers, especially drafting Nick Bosa before in the recent draft. I'm championing that the Niners need some talented, expert receivers helping the other receivers to step up. They need more weapons. They cannot rely on George Kittle and any of the other else. That said, I'm out really.
Later, folks.